How many times have you been absolutely sure she was into you, only to realize later you completely misread it? She smiled at you. She leaned in when you spoke. Maybe she even touched your arm or started texting you first. In the moment, it felt obvious, like everything was lining up exactly the way you hoped. But then, something changed. Her energy shifted. The replies got shorter. The excitement faded. And just like that, you were left confused, replaying every interaction in your head, trying to figure out where it went wrong. Here's the part most people never tell you. You didn't lose her because she wasn't interested. You lost her because you reacted too soon. You saw a signal, and you treated it like a green light. But attraction doesn't work like that. It doesn't show up loudly or clearly. It builds quietly, testing your patience, your awareness, and your ability to stay grounded in the moment. And most men fail that test without even realizing it's happening. Because the truth is, attraction isn't about what she says. It's about what she does, repeatedly. And if you don't understand the difference, you won't just miss the opportunity. You'll destroy it. So in this video, you're going to learn how to actually read the moment before it disappears. Attraction is one of the most misunderstood dynamics between men and women, and the reason is simple. Most people expect it to be obvious. They look for clear signs, direct signals, something undeniable that tells them, yes, she's interested. But real attraction rarely works like that. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't come with certainty. Instead, it shows up in small, almost invisible behaviors that only reveal themselves over time. And this is where most men go wrong. They take one moment, a smile, a touch, a text, and they build a whole story around it. They assume interest too early, and in doing that, they shift the interaction from natural to forced. What could have grown slowly and naturally gets rushed, and then it disappears. Because attraction isn't permission, it's a process. It's a series of subtle tests, tests of your patience, your awareness, your ability to stay present without trying to control the outcome. When you react too quickly, you break that process. You turn something effortless into something pressured, and pressure is what kills attraction faster than anything else. The men who succeed in these situations aren't guessing, they're observing. They're not reacting to single moments. They're reading patterns, and once you understand that, everything changes. So now, let's break down the first real sign you should start paying attention to. The first sign is subtle, but once you notice it, you'll start seeing it everywhere. She fixates on your lips. Now, most people are told to look for eye contact. If she's looking into your eyes, that means she's engaged, interested, paying attention, and that's true, to a point. But when attraction begins to shift from neutral to something more personal, something more intimate, her focus often starts to change. It doesn't stay locked on your eyes the entire time. Instead, it drifts. You'll be talking, and for a brief second, her gaze drops to your lips, then comes back up. A few moments later, it happens again. It's quick, almost unnoticeable if you're not paying attention. But it's not random. Lips are directly associated with closeness, with the idea of kissing, of physical connection. So when her attention starts moving there repeatedly, it's often a reflection of what's happening internally. She's no longer just listening to what you're saying. She's becoming aware of you in a different way. But this is exactly where most men make a mistake. They notice it once and immediately assume it means something definitive. They rush the moment. They act too soon. And in doing that, they break the natural tension that was building. Because one glance means nothing. People get distracted. Habits exist. Context matters. What you're looking for is consistency. Does her attention keep returning to your lips even when there's no clear reason for it? Does it happen across different moments in the interaction? If it does, then it's no longer sluchiny. It's intentional. And when that shift happens, the worst thing you can do is rush it, because the moment you act out of impatience is the moment she pulls back into awareness and the connection disappears. The second sign is something you don't have to guess, you just have to notice. She creates physical proximity. A woman who isn't interested will naturally maintain space. She'll sit across from you instead of next to you. She'll angle her body slightly away. Not out of disrespect, but because her instincts are keeping a comfortable boundary. But when attraction is present, that behavior starts to shift. She chooses to be closer. And the key word here is chooses. Not because she has to, but because she wants to. You'll notice it in small moments. There are multiple places she could sit, yet she ends up right next to you. Your shoulders lightly touch. Her leg brushes against yours. She stays within your space even when it would be easy for her to create distance. That's not random. That's her exploring how it feels to be physically close to you, without saying a word. And here's where most men get it wrong. Some ignore it completely. They sit there pretending nothing is happening, missing the signal entirely. Others go to the opposite extreme. They take it as a green light and immediately try to escalate, moving too fast, invading her space, turning something subtle into something forced. Both reactions break the moment, because proximity isn't permission. It's an invitation to read the situation more carefully. The right move is simple. You acknowledge it, without reacting emotionally. Maybe you lean in slightly when you speak. Maybe you adjust your posture just enough to meet her halfway. And then you observe. Does she stay close? Does she lean in as well? Does her body remain open toward you? If she does, the connection is building, because attraction isn't created by forcing closeness. It's revealed by how comfortable she is staying in it. And when she keeps choosing to be near you, that tells you more than words ever could. The third sign is where things start to become more noticeable, but also more misunderstood. She initiates touch. Now, this is where a lot of men get confused, because not all touch means the same thing. Just because a woman touches you doesn't automatically mean she's attracted to you. If you assume that too quickly, you'll misread the situation and ruin the dynamic, so you need to understand the difference. There are two types of touch. The first is casual, friendly touch. It's light, quick, and reactive. She might tap your arm when she laughs, give you a playful push during a joke, or make brief contact without even thinking about it. It's comfortable, but it doesn't carry intention. And just as quickly as it happens, it disappears. Then there's intentional touch. This is different. It lingers just a second longer than it needs to. It happens even when there's no clear reason for it. She adjusts your sleeve, brushes something off your shirt, or lets her hand stay on you for a moment before pulling away. It's subtle, but it feels deliberate. And here's the deeper part most people miss. When a woman is attracted to you, she doesn't always consciously decide to touch you. A lot of the time, it happens naturally. Her body moves before she fully processes it. That's why the pattern matters more than the moment. If it happens once, ignore it. If it keeps happening, pay attention. Because every time she crosses that boundary, she's becoming more comfortable with physical closeness. She's testing the connection without saying it out loud. But this is exactly where most men lose control. Some get excited and immediately try to escalate, touching back more obviously, more intensely. And in doing that, they break the rhythm. They turn something natural into something forced. Others freeze. They don't respond at all. They let the moment pass and the tension fades. The right approach is neither. You stay calm, you stay present. You don't rush to mirror her and you don't ignore it either. You allow space for it to happen again, because if it happens once, it could mean nothing. But if it happens twice, now it means something. The first touch is curiosity. The second touch is confirmation. And if you're paying attention, that's all you need to know. The fourth sign is one of the easiest to miss, because on the surface, it seems so ordinary. She smiles differently around you. Now, smiling by itself doesn't mean much. People smile out of politeness, habit, or social awareness. If you treat every smile as attraction, you're going to misread a lot of situations. So the key isn't that she smiles, it's how and when she does it. A polite smile is quick. It appears in response to something. Something you said, something that happened, and then it fades just as quickly. But when a woman is genuinely attracted to you, her smile feels different. It lingers. You'll notice moments where nothing particularly interesting is happening, and yet she's still looking at you with a soft, natural smile. You're not trying to impress her. You're not even saying anything special, and still, it's there. That's not a reaction. That's a feeling. You'll also notice the timing. She might smile before you even finish speaking. She might hold eye contact just a little longer than usual, and then that smile appears again, as if it's coming from something internal, not external. It's subtle, but it's consistent. And that consistency is what matters, because this kind of smile reflects emotional comfort. It shows that your presence is affecting her in a positive way without effort. But even here, most men make the same mistake. They feel that warmth, and they rush to turn it into something more. They try to escalate too quickly, moving from emotional connection straight into physical intention. And that's where everything breaks, because attraction needs space. So instead of reacting to it, you recognize it. You allow it to build naturally without forcing the moment forward. And you remember this: if she's smiling when nothing is happening, then something is happening inside her. The fifth sign is where things become much clearer, but only if you handle it the right way. She starts sharing more suggestive or personal content with you. Now, this doesn't always mean something extreme. It could be a slightly more revealing photo, a playful video, or even messages that carry a more flirtatious, teasing tone. The key is intention. She knows how it might be perceived, and she sends it anyway. That matters. Because when someone chooses to step slightly outside their comfort zone, it usually means there's already a level of trust and attraction in place. She's not just communicating anymore. She's inviting a different kind of energy into the interaction. And at this stage, you don't need to overanalyze whether she's interested. The signal is there. But ironically, this is where many men lose control. They get too excited. They respond instantly. They overdo it. Too many compliments, too much intensity, too much eagerness. And without realizing it, they shift the dynamic completely. Because attraction isn't just about interest, it's about tension. The moment you remove that tension by reacting too strongly, everything flattens. What felt playful and intriguing suddenly becomes predictable. So the right approach is simple. Stay composed, you don't ignore what she sends, but you also don't overreact to it. You acknowledge it naturally. You match her tone without trying to amplify it. You let her feel that you're present, but not overwhelmed, because at this point she's already showing interest. And what she's really looking for now is whether you can handle that interest without losing your balance. That's what keeps the attraction alive. The sixth sign is quieter, but incredibly revealing if you pay attention. She starts investing in communication. Now, attention is one of the most valuable things a person can give, especially someone who has options. So when a woman consistently chooses to give you her time, her energy, and her focus, it's rarely sluchino. It's intentional. You'll start to notice small patterns. She texts you first. She finds reasons to continue the conversation, even when there's nothing important to say. She reacts to your posts, your stories, your updates. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's obvious, but it's consistent. And that consistency is what matters. Because someone who isn't interested doesn't create extra interaction. They respond when needed. They keep things short, neutral, and functional. But when she's interested, she participates. She adds to the conversation. She keeps it alive. She finds ways to stay connected to you, even without a clear reason. And this is where many men make a critical mistake. They see that effort, and they overcommit. They reply instantly every time. They stretch every conversation as long as possible. They become available whenever she reaches out. And without realizing it, they remove the very space that allowed her to invest in the first place. Because attraction grows when both people are contributing, not when one person is doing all the work. So instead of chasing the interaction, you balance it. If she gives energy, you return it. If she pulls back slightly, you don't panic, you give space. You allow her to step back in on her own. Because the goal isn't just to keep her talking, the goal is to see if she keeps choosing to talk to you. And when she consistently finds her way back into the conversation, that tells you everything you need to know. The seventh sign is where everything becomes clear. She starts flirting with you openly. At this point, there's no more guessing, no more trying to decode subtle signals or overanalyze small behaviors. The energy shifts, and you can feel it. Her eye contact becomes more direct. Her body language becomes more intentional. She stays close to you without hesitation, and there's a natural flow in how she interacts with you. It feels lighter, more playful, more engaging. She might tease you, challenge you, playfully disagree just to keep the interaction going. If you're in a social setting, she stays within your space, almost like there's an invisible pull keeping her there. And the most important part, she responds to you, not just passively, but actively. When you lean in slightly, she doesn't pull away. When you create a bit of tension, she matches it. There's a rhythm between you, and she's part of it. But even here, this is where some people still get it wrong. Some hesitate. They overthink. They've spent so much time second-guessing signals that even when everything is obvious, they freeze and the moment passes. Others go too far in the opposite direction. They assume complete certainty and rush the situation, pushing things forward too quickly without paying attention to her response. Both reactions break the connection. So understand this clearly. Even when the signal is strong, your role is not to rush, it's to lead. And leading doesn't mean forcing anything. It means moving forward with awareness. You create a small shift. You close the distance slightly. You test the moment. And then you pay attention. Does she stay? Does she lean in? Does she mirror your energy? Because attraction isn't proven by what she starts. It's proven by how she responds when you meet her halfway. And when you understand that, you stop guessing and you start seeing things exactly as they are.